The work created by animators and directors in the anime industry is influenced by various sources. These sources include other animes, films, TV shows, theater productions, books, both fiction and non-fiction, and journals. These influences are reflected and can be seen in their work. Looking at classical artists, such as the classical painters, they were actually inspired by nature and depicted these themes in their work. So these are some of the sources of inspiration for artists and other such creators. Going back to the anime industry, what you will find is that people borrow ideas from these various sources, and they then build on and improve on those ideas while using them in their work. This is not just restricted to the anime industry, but also occurs in other industries as well. There are a lot of good ideas, including scenes with the bulletproof professional assassins who come after Lupin and Jigen while they're looking into the case. The history of the Cagliostros, the backstory and the connection to Lupin, the Cagliostro castle and the various aspects of the castle and the secret treasure, these are all great ideas. There's a video in this video series that goes over the influences to this film. See the link in the description of this video. You can find this video and goes over the various influences that have been used in this film. So you can have a look at that video. Almost all these ideas, including the professional assassins, the castle and the villain, the printed counterfeit money, have been borrowed from other places. Because of this, I'm giving 3 out of 5 for ideas. I would have given a higher score if there had been more originality with the ideas presented. But as a lot of the ideas were borrowed, I will be giving a score of 3 out of 5 for the ideas. So going on to the story, it is a very good story. There are many hilarious situations. It is action-packed and interesting, and it is relentless. There's no point in the story where the viewer is left feeling bored or wondering where the story is heading. Every moment is interesting, leaving the viewer anticipating the next twist or turn in the plot. It is a fun ride that does not stop till the end. So it is a great story, and it is not easy to come up with an entertaining and interesting story. Many of the story elements were influenced from other sources as mentioned earlier. Despite this, I'm going to give a score of 5 out of 5 for the story, just because the story is one of the highlights of this film. Just because of that, I will be giving a score of 5 out of 5 for the story. The animation is of a very high quality, as to be expected from a director like Miyazaki and a studio like TMS. The characters and backgrounds are beautifully drawn and painted and does have an attractive retro look. This is unsurprising given that this is a 1979 anime production, and the anime stands the test of time quite well. The colors are vibrant. Essentially, it is art in motion. I did look at what seems to be the original Japanese trailer for the initial film release in Japan, which was included in the Blu-ray that I watched, and it had quite faded colors and a bluish tinge in the video print. I believe they may have digitally remastered the video track in the film, in the Blu-ray, for this title, to remove those issues, if there were any issues like that, because it's a stark contrast between the trailer and the film. The film is very high quality. The colors are very, very vibrant, and there are no issues with the print. But this trailer, which looks like the original trailer for the film release in Japan, does have like a bluish tinge. The quality is not that great. So it seems like they improved the print or remastered the print for this release, for this Blu-ray release. For the animation, I'm giving a score of 4 out of 5. Going on to the sounds, most of the sounds match the actions in the scenes and are of a good quality. There were some areas that the sound was not quite up to scratch. For example, the opening car chase with Clarice and the thugs who are chasing after her. When her car collides at the end, the sounds were not loud or impactful enough. And the gunfire in this car chase also sounded a bit faded. The sound effects appear to be faded or not loud enough at points. At the start of the film, when Lupin and Jigen, they're escaping with the money from the casino, even in this scene, there's gunfire and it sounds very faded. That's not that good. There's another scene later on where Lupin, Fujiko and Clarissa are on the roof of the castle, and a machine gun is used to fire on them. The sounds in that scene sound okay. There's no issues with that scene. So I'm not really sure what happened. It may have been an issue with the editing. and checking of the film. So because of these various issues with the sound, in some places the sounds are not very loud. Some places it is loud because of that, and lacking impact in other places. And because of these type of issues, I did give a score of 3 out of 5 for the sound. There is matching music that is played throughout the film, which shows the level of care that they have shown with this film. Calm scenes are accompanied by calm music, and dramatic moments with dramatic music. The main Japanese song that is played at the start and the end of the film, for both the English and Japanese dubs, is quite beautiful. I gave a score of 4 out of 5 for music. The voices are well matched to the characters in the animation. I believe I watched the 1992 streamlined English dub, since both the English dubs done by Manga Entertainment are now out of print. I also reviewed the Japanese soundtrack version with English subtitles, and that is also well done. I did find, however, that the voice choices for the English dub were much more suited to the characters than the Japanese ones. It may have to do with the fact that the characters in the film are primarily portrayed as Caucasian, and the Caucasian voices may suit them better than, say, Japanese voices. The English voices for Lupin, Jigen, Gorman, Fujiko, Clarice, Count Cagliostro, Inspector Zenigata, Jodo, Captain Gustav, and the Gardener, for example, were all excellent choices and well matched the characters that they portrayed. This is not to say that the Japanese choices were poor ones, and they have also done a good job with those. They just did not match the characters as well as what the English voices did. It was the same with the Battle Angel Alita OVA, which was released in 1993. The English voices were far better than the Japanese ones for the characters in that OVA. The English dub for the Battle Angel was done by ADV Films, whereas for this film, I believe I watched the 1992 streamlined English dub. So obviously, different companies were involved in the English dubs, but the commonality was that the English dubs were superior to the Japanese dubs, even though the films originated in Japan. As mentioned before, it may have to do with the fact that the characters portrayed are Caucasian, and the Caucasian voices may be suiting the characters better than the Japanese voices, so it may have something to do with that. Western producers, while they were different between these two films, seem to have an edge over their Japanese counterparts at times. It may also be that the Caucasian-looking characters come off better with the Caucasian voices rather than Japanese ones, as mentioned earlier. Because the voice acting has been well done in both the English and Japanese dubs, I gave it a score of 5 out of 5. This gives a final score of 4 out of 5 for this film, which is a high score. For various reasons, the film was not too successful at the box office, which is unfortunate. Despite this and the age of the film, this film is of a high standard and is worth watching. The next film that Miyazaki did was Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind 1984, and I will be doing a review of that soon on this channel. These anime OVAs were mentioned in this video: Battle Angel Gun M 1993, These anime films were mentioned in this video: Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind 1984.